Peter Rose, Longwood Currency Trading. It's a beautiful summer day. I just snuck out here. Big wind, short time. Took me about 30 minutes. I got into the trading desk this morning, got my coffee. I still have my coffee. The reason I still have my coffee is because it didn't take me long to hit a $1,700, almost an $1,800 gain in about a half an hour. You have to look at and I'm not trading 3 mini lots, guys. You know, it's a fairly large account that I'm trading, 6 figures. You don't want to sit at the desk all day long, because what happens is that you'll create what I call anticipatory trades. You sit down to trade, you want to trade, and so if you sit there long enough, little Ed, the little bridge troll that I tell you about that sits on my left shoulder all the time and tells me to do stupid shit, yeah, well, that's what happens, is that Ed starts chirping in your ear. Oh, Peter, you know, geez, look at this formation going on here. Why don't you throw a Fibonacci fucking dance of death pattern up there and see what happens, or check your RSI. Well, I don't do any of that stuff anyway, but he's still jabbing in my ear. The longer that you sit there at the trading desk, you'll find a trade. My approach is, if I sit down in the morning, you have to, I mean, I'm on the East Coast of the United States. I'm not going to go sit down at my desk for the first time at 4:30 in the afternoon or 5 o'clock in the afternoon and determine whether there's a trade or not to make, because guess what? There's no trade. Our trader's gone home for the day, and Europe is shut down. I mean, look, you have to be reasonable about this stuff. You have to know something about what you're doing. So East Coast, our time, I'll sit down and I'll check my prices 7:30 in the morning, 8:30, 9 o'clock, whatever. There's plenty of opportunities because I trade on a 5-minute time frame. There's 12 opportunities to throw something against the wall an hour. And so if I'm looking at those charts from 8 to 11 o'clock or something like that, I've got, 36 or 40 opportunities to say there's something here or there isn't anything here. And I know enough about the characteristics of the currency pair that I trade to know, or to get a sense, a feeling, whether something's going to happen or not. If something doesn't jump out at me, I sit down and go, oh, wow, look at this. It's doing X, Y, Z, and that looks like an opportunity for me to study and take a look at, do some analysis, and see if I have an opportunity to trade. Or to just look at the landscape and go, there's nothing going on, so I will get into a programming project that I have, or I'll read a book, or go get another cup of coffee. But I'm not going to sit there and let Ed talk shit in my ear. Just, I'm not going to do it. Now, today, I sat down at the desk, I looked at the chart, didn't look like anything was happening. I kept it open. I'm going through my emails and other stuff like that, and I thought, I'll drop down onto the shorter time frame. I'll go down, and because I don't look at it at the shorter time frame, I look at it like on a 15-minute or a 4-hour or something like that, because I do multiple time frame views of the currency pairs as I do my analysis. But when I initially look at things, I want to look at what the institutional traders are looking at. They're not looking at the 5-minute chart. They're just not. So I dropped down to the 1 minute, actually. And I'm going, wow, there's some structure here. If this puppy breaks this, maybe I ought to put my toe in. And if it goes to here, I'll throw another ad on. If it goes to here, I'll back the truck up and we'll see what happens. And that's exactly what I did. I dropped a 3-lot order in for this clearance. I dropped another 3-lot in below that. I said, well, let's if that goes, that'll be a six full lot trade, and I'll put my stop here, and and I'll pick up, oh, I think it was $900 was the profit target on 6 falls. So it doesn't have to move very far to get $900, right? So I'm sitting there watching that, and bing, that first order goes off. I'm 3 in. So okay, that's pretty good. I'm folding laundry actually when that happened. So I get back to my desk, and bing, the second one goes off. Wow, isn't that interesting? I'm six short now. Let me take a look at the larger picture here, because price is screaming toward my next toward the next limit order that I have. I threw one up and changed the amount of my profit target limit, and I back out onto the 15-minute. I backed out on the hour, and I said, man, there's nothing but air. On the 1-minute chart, there was a resistance area that was consistent kind of out across. But that's not a resistance area. I just picked that for a scalp trade on 6 fulls, okay? Now I'm thinking about going to another add-in, and I don't want to crowd the real estate, because if I crowd the real estate, I end up making about 980 or something like that, just because of the way the averaging of the thing is going to work out. And I go, well, I don't want to just add a little bit. I want to add a big chunk. What do I have? Well, I've got an area that looks interesting that's not 4 pips away. It's a little bit further away. But if I got that, it would be a $2,400 gain if I dropped another 4 lots at this particular point. So I'd be carrying, $100,000 trade, because I only trade when I play a lot. I've got $10,000 on, because I'm needing about $600 for margin, or $6,000 for margin, and that gives me $4,000 of wiggle room in case things go to shit, and I decide that I want to hold my position until it flips back around. It's advanced trading, boys and girls. It isn't something that you're going to be doing with your low 5-figure account or your 4-figure account. That's not the way you do it. You watch my other videos, I'll show you how to do it the way that you get started, so that you can do the stuff that I'm doing now at this point. So I've got 6 fulls on. Price is moving really well. It looks like the momentum is going to be consistent. I changed my profit target, and I dropped 4 more lot order in, such that the profit target point that I have is $2,400. Boom, get the orders, and everything is great. So I go out and finish doing a little bit more of the laundry stuff that I was supposed to be doing. That didn't take long. Came back because my phone went bang, and that 4 lot order hit. I want to be there, because I'm 10 lots into this right now, and price is dropping. I've got $500. I've got $800. I got $1,200 in open profits. Back to 500, down to 800, 400, 1,200. I mean, remember, I'm trading at $100 a pip, and so 3 pips is $300. So it doesn't take much. I go to $1,500 in profit, $1,800 in profit, $2,000, $2,100 in profit, $1,700 in profit, $1,500, $1,400, $1,300, $1,200, $1,500, $1,800, $2,000, $1,600, 1400. You see what's happening here? We're starting to stagger a little bit. These are 300-400 pip moves, which means that my price is only going up and down three or four pips at a time, 5 pips at a time. But the dollar value is very high. This price drop has been a stretch. It's an extended movement on price. So I would expect at this point, maybe my profit target is a little aggressive, even though I'm only, an additional 8 pips away or whatever it turned out to be, to get there. So I'm thinking, gee, maybe I ought to take this $1,500 or $1,300 and call it a day. I've only been here running this thing for 30 minutes. $1,300 would be pretty good. Let's see how it goes. Boom, it goes back to $800 up, $1,500, $1,600, $1,700, $1,800, $1,900. Okay, I'm out. I go to hit the button, I'm at 17, boom, all trades closed. I'm out at $1,778, about $1,800 in 30 minutes. So the thing that I want to talk about here is that even though you have limit orders that you set, those can be changed. The number of those limit orders can be changed. Your profit target can change. You can change the whole friggin' thing. You wouldn't normally do that if you were long-term trading, because you'd be setting these orders to go off and you'd have if-then conditions as to what to do as these orders are hit, as far as changing where your stop is at and all that other kind of stuff. Set it and forget it, that kind of trading. Really, if I would have done a set and forget trade on the last trade that I was talking to you about, I'd have been nowhere on it. I was nowhere on it. Well, I didn't set stops because I had a long trade and I was confident. Yeah, I went 12 grand underwater on that trade during the term of it, but I had a $20,000, as I mentioned, I had a $20,000 profit target. I went back in, some of my orders hit, and as I had described in 2 videos that I did prior to my last video, where I was discussing that particular trade. There was a part 1 and part 2 video if you want to go back and look at that. All the action, 50% of the trade got added on in the last 3 hours that I held the trade, 4 hours that I held the trade. And I made $3,800 on that trade. I clipped it short because I didn't think it was going to go to, I didn't think it was going to go any further than that, because the landscape had changed. In a trade that I was in today, I'm there, I'm sitting there, I'm watching it, and I made $1,700, $1,800, basically $1,800. So you compare that, I did that in 30 minutes, as opposed to holding a trade for a month. It was only 3 fulls that I held for the month, and then 5 days with another 3 lots, so six lots for 5 days, and then 6 more lots in 4 hours, and boom, and I'm out. Is that the way I want to trade? To have to hold those trades and have $3,000, $4,000, $8,000 losses against me when you're stacking in trades like that and getting really large size, you have to trade a little bit differently than I would advise you to trade if you're trading a low 5-figure account, or you're still trying to trade some minis to get your experience up. If you trade minis, I know the secret sauce. I know how to get you to learn how to manage your money so that you do it the right way, and not trying to teach you how to take a small account and make it a big account, because that's not the way to trade. What you want to do is you want to have a big account and know what to do with it. And so my channel is all about how you can manage your expectations and your money trading minis and low 5-figure accounts, so that you can learn the skills, so that if you were ever to ask me for consulting or take my courses, they're all designed around bringing you to the point where you know how to trade, so that when you have a 6-lot trade on, or an 8-lot trade on, or a 15-lot trade on, you know how to manage that. But your management is the same thing that you learned if you follow the rules that I present for the shorter term, I mean the smaller bank trading. And you will note that this particular trade that I did today had a $2,400 profit target. It initially started at $900, but because I was there for watching it, I could, and I'm six lots on for the $900 profit target. That's pretty good for a day. I mean, I don't care whether you're trading a $3 million account or you're trading, 4 lots. It doesn't matter what you're doing. You make $900 in a day. That's pretty good, regardless of what your bank size is. When you get to the larger bank size accounts, you don't worry about making a large percentage against that bank, because a small percentage will give you a huge dollar amount. And it's the dollars that pay for your restaurant bill and your wine bill, not the fucking pips or the percentages, okay? And so your mind has to change as to how you look at your trading. And the way that I teach the trading for the low 5-figure account and the mini account trader, the 4-figure account trader, is so that when they get to the point where you're trading a 6-figure account, you're not trying to shoot. You're not trying to shoot for the moon. You're not trying to swing for the fence. You trade the same way. In fact, your risk management becomes critical at that point. I could have let that trade go, and guess what? Instead of making $1,800, I could have made $2,400. And as it approached that, I could have peeled off half the trade. I was 10 lots in. I could have peeled 5 off and not made the 2,400, but made 1,200 and let the other 5 run, and then continued to stage in after that. And guess what? That trade, if I would have just left it and not taken the trade at the $2,400 level, it would have gone on and maybe $3,600, or I don't know what it is right now. Who cares? I shut the fucking thing off because I'm out enjoying the sun. I made $1,800. Let's value the $1,800 in the context of the dollars, not what I could have done. What I could have done is let that 10 lot run 15 pips against me, because it would have taken nothing on a retraction. The price had fallen, 30 or 40 pips. So the retracement on that could easily have been 15 pips. And it could have been done very quick. That 15 pips, you can get that in 1 minute. I could go take a crap and come back and be $2,000 underwater. So, let's be realistic. Would I want to suffer a $2,000 loss, feeling that, it's going to come back and it would continue on and I'll get my 2,400? So I'm from a probability standpoint, all this stupid fucking risk reward stuff that you hear about, don't even pay any attention to that, because that gets you into more trouble. Because that's exactly what some dumbass would say. Let's see, I'm $2,000 down, but I've got a $2,000 profit target, so I'm okay. No, you're not fucking okay, slick, because that $2,000 down could easily turn to $4,000 to $12,000. And if you don't have the heat behind it and the experience behind it to realize whether that's an okay position to be in, because it will come back and you will get your money. Well, how much of your money are you going to get? You're going to hair out when it finally gets to $2,400? You suffer a $10,000 loss, you're going to take $2,400 profit, or you're going to have the balls to stick in there and keep going deep? What are you going to do? Those are decisions, guys, that you don't want to have to make. You don't want to have to make those choices. I looked at the chart. I thought I could grab a few pips here. If I can squeeze 6 lots in, I don't want to go 6 deep because if I do that and it goes against me, that's every pip is $60. I don't want that. So I staged in. I go in 3. If it goes past the 1 minute little congestion zone there, I'll go 3 more, and I'll be happy with that. And where's the next 1 minute congestion zone? That's here at this $900 profit target level. And if price would have gone, you know, down like this in a rational manner, I would have stayed there, and I would have taken the $900 and been done for the day on 6 falls. But price action after that second limit order went was so dramatic and so in tune with what I teach in my stuff as far as momentum, that I immediately moved or created another limit order for the 4 lots down at a different point, and moved my profit target from 900 to 2400 with the addition of those 4 lots. And then evaluated that, because it all happened so fast. So it may not get to this 2400. The fact that it did and it went to 3600 is immaterial from a dollar standpoint. I made $1,800. What did you do today? If you made $18 today on your mini, then you're doing good. That's 1.8% on a $1,000 account, right? If you traded 2 minis and made 18 bucks, that's great. Because when you're trading down on the lower levels, you're trading for process, not for dollars. You're trading for pips, not for dollars. When you get up onto the higher time frames, you are trading for dollars. But you have to be very aware of the value of the risk in pips, because otherwise the dollar value gets totally out of control, and you become more interested in the dollar win than you are in paying attention to what the dollar loss will be because of the pips. And that's why I was able to say, I don't care whether it's going to go the extra pips or whatever. My risk is what I'm concerned about. My risk could be $2,000 in 1 minute. My risk could be double where I'm at with a profit right now. I'm out. Learn to think correctly when you're trading the low 5-figure accounts and the 4-figure accounts, because if you don't learn to think correctly, if you don't have a mentor to guide you, to teach you to think correctly instead of just how to fucking follow Bollinger Bands, for God's sakes, you're going to lose your money. Peter Rose, Longwood Currency Trading. Have a great day and have a great trading day.